Welcome to the review of Demon King Daimao. Now onto the episodes. A Demon King is Reborn begins with Akuto helping an old lady on his way to school. Akuto befriends a girl named Hattori. The two arrive at the Magic Academy. Akuto gets analyzed and learns that he can become the future Demon King. Akuto gets feared by his classmates in 1A. Akuto and his classmates have a misunderstanding. Akuto's classmate Hiroshi follows him. Akuto duels Hattori. Akuto defeats Hattori. Akuto attempts to apologize to Hattori. A Demon King is Reborn ends with Akuto ending up in the girls' dorm. Strange surveillance agent begins with Akuto being assigned a surveillance agent named Korone. Akuto meets the girls' dorm leader Edo. Akuto turns a demon dog into a regular dog. Akuto deactivates Korone, who is an android. Akuto gets advice about Hattori from Edo. Akuto saves a girl named Kina from the dog. Edo informs Hattori that Akuto wants to talk to her. Strange surveillance agent ends with Edo telling her brother that she plans to make the Demon King be her servant. A little intimidating senior begins with Edo plans to capture Akuto. Akuto meets the student council. Akuto joins the discipline committee. Akuto speaks with Kina. Edo informs Akuto about a meeting with Hattori. Akuto fights delinquents. Hattori confronts Akuto. Akuto gets injured. A little intimidating senior ends with Kina stopping Akuto and Hattori from fighting. Is solitary fun begins with Akuto training with Hattori. Akuto, Korone and Kina enter the mental discipline chamber. Edo arrives at the mental discipline chamber. Kina leaves the chamber. Akuto and Korone leaves the chamber. Pieces of a map get spread around the school. Akuto warns the students not to go where the map leads. Akuto gets attacked by a girl named Aiko. Edo gives Akuto an item. Is solitary fun ends with Akuto, Aiko, Korone and Hiroshi following the map. Beware the Labyrinth begins with the group going into the labyrinth. Hattori looks for Akuto. The group continues through the labyrinth. Hattori finds the group and informs Akuto that Aiko is a government spy. Hattori fights Aiko. The group retrieves items from the labyrinth that are connected to Edo's brother. The student council arrives and stops the group from progressing further. Edo uses the items at the Demon King's estate. Edo releases a dragon. Beware the labyrinth ends with Akuto being acknowledged as the Demon King by the dragon. Let's Go to School by the Sea begins with Korone is asked to seduce Akuto. Akuto and the others go to school at the beach. Korone messes with Akuto. Hiroshi tells Akuto about the island's Demon King legend. Edo and the dragon speak with the student council president. Akuto learns from Kina that certain people are after him. Let's Go to School by the Sea ends with Korone getting attacked. The legendary hero emerges begins with Korone disappearing. Akuto meets Hiroshi's little sister Yukiko. Akuto learns that Hiroshi is the hero. Kina and Yukiko get attacked by a man named Mr. X. Akuto and Hattori fight Mr. X. Hiroshi pulls a sword and accepts being the hero. Korone returns to join the fight. Korone defeats Mr. X. The legendary hero emerges ends with Korone wanting Akuto to marry Hattori. Do You Have a Crush begins with Aiko planning to go after Akuto and Hattori. Akuto hangs out with Kina. Edo and the dragon look for demon beasts. Akuto and the others talk about mana. Akuto worries about Kina. The group fights a demon beast that hatched from an egg. Hiroshi defeats the demon beast and saves a girl named Yuri. The student council begin to see Akuto as a threat. Do You Have a Crush ends with Korone talking about the arranged marriage between Hattori and Akuto. Crazy fuss about an arranged marriage begins with Hattori inviting Akuto to meet her parents. Akuto, Korone and Hiroshi join Hattori to her house. The group meets Hattori's sister Yuri. Akuto speaks to Hattori's father. Hattori informs Akuto that they will be married soon. Akuto informs Hattori that they shouldn't get married. Akuto gets confronted by Aiko. Yuri wants Akuto to stay away from Hattori. A demon beast attacks Kina. Kina gets saved by a man. The man plans to use Kina. Crazy fuss about an arranged marriage ends with Kina being helped by Akuto and Edo. Akuto's imperial capital war begins with Akuto fighting the man. Hattori gets a sword from her grandma. The school turns into the Demon King's castle. Hiroshi, Hattori and Yuri prepare to fight demon beasts. Akuto fights Hiroshi. Akuto's imperial capital war ends with Akuto fighting different forces. The girls' final battle begins with Hiroshi meeting a man named Yamato. Hiroshi goes with Yamato. The student council blocks off entry to the school. The student council fights Aiko and her forces. Yamato takes Kina. The forces leave. Akuto gets help from the principal. Akuto plans to save Kina. Kurone stops Hattori from attacking Aiko. The girls' final battle ends with Aiko's father arriving. All done begins with Akuto defeating Hiroshi. Yamato attempts to keep Kina. Akuto fights Yamato. Akuto defeats Yamato. Akuto leaves to destroy Mana. Kina speaks to a different version of herself. Akuto is met by the others. Akuto learns that the memories of the others have been altered. All done ends with Akuto being analyzed as the Demon King again. That was Demon King Daimao. Now onto the pros and cons. The pros are as follows: the characters and the story. The cons are as follows: the events of the season were all over the place and not very fluent. Overall, I would give it a 6 out of 10.